Hey everybody, this is Chance here. I'm trying out a new format to see how this looks. It's probably hard for you guys to see with the light being right here, but I'm going to be trying some different things out over time, so this is what we're going to go with for now. I'll actually do this because I don't need to have my glasses on. Okay, so I wanted to talk about the mediumship journey that I've been going on, because I said that would be kind of the staple of the new direction of the channel. And maybe some of you guys can understand what I'm talking about, and we can kind of discuss it down in the comments below, or you can just tell me your story. So the main thing I'm going through now is I'm doing energy work. That's sort of where I feel like my strongest asset is. That's where I feel like my strength lies. But when it comes to doing work where, let's say it's psychic or mediumship work, where you're kind of working one-on-one with a person, there comes a part where you're helping someone in a very sacred way. It's not something to be taken lightly, and it's not something that you should go into for any other reason other than to help people. Okay, if you're going into this thinking you're going to be the best at what you do, that's the wrong mentality to have. We want to do the best that we can, but we don't want to be better than anyone else, because that's impossible to be better than another medium that's genuinely trying their hardest. It doesn't make any sense. It's like trying to judge what artist paints better, or something similar to that. Like there's certainly different styles that people can work with, but that doesn't mean that one's better than another style. That means that people have their own way of speaking, their own way of being. And I guess that's kind of where I am at in my journey, where I'm trying to find my style. I'm trying to find what works for me, and I'm trying to understand kind of what's going on. What's my gift that I can give, right? So that's where I'm at. And what happens when you start doing readings for people is sometimes you're going to have good readings, okay? And those make you feel great. Those make you feel on top of the world, like 100%. But sometimes we're going to have bad readings. Hold on one second here. Okay, just looking at the camera here. Sometimes we're going to have bad readings. And what that means is that I'll say something, and the person will say no, no, no. And when you get the dreaded no answer once, you can kind of brush it off and not die a little bit inside. But what happens is when you keep getting the answer no to questions that you're asking, because as we're doing psychic work, the way I like to work is I like to ask questions so that way it's not a one-sided thing, right? If someone says, if I'm just talking to them for 5 or 10 minutes and the person's not verifying what I'm saying is true, then I feel like that doesn't build up a very good relationship for me to be in the, be giving information. So that's something that is definitely something that I would do, but other people, sometimes it sort of goes into more of a monologuing thing. But when you're giving information and you're getting the no answers, that seems to be what we're afraid of, right? Like, especially if we're empaths, if we're people that are late bloomers in life, or we're people that want to start something new or different, the no, the dreaded no, is where we stop. And it's the reason that keeps us from going out there and doing readings for people, is that we think we're going to not do a good job, or we think we're going to fail, or we think, and I know it sounds like we're exaggerating here, I know it sounds like it, but we think we're going to die from embarrassment. And I'll let you know that you actually can't. No, I'm just kidding. But there comes a point where we have to kind of gather the strength, and I'm getting there too. I by no means have perfected this, but I'm learning, right? And that's the whole thing. To me, a teacher is someone who teaches while they're still learning. That's what a teacher is. A master is something completely different, but to me, a teacher is someone who teaches while they're learning. So you do readings, you get the no answer, or you do energy healings and you have people that are going through hard times after you do the energy healings, and that's known as clearing. When we're clearing someone's energy field, sometimes there can be like a detox symptom, where people are feeling moody, or they're feeling a sense of almost like an identity crisis in some ways. And what this is that we're establishing a new way for the person to be, and that's sort of the whole deal. Like if you're doing energy work and afterwards you feel okay, but you don't really feel that there's a sense of change or there's a sense of balance, then I feel like it's time to look at doing energy work in a different way, because energy work is supposed to bring about a sense of change, a sense of balance, and a sense of renewal in a lot of ways. But it's the averse responses when we're learning how to energy heal, or how to do psychic readings or tarot cards or dream analysis, whatever it happens to be. I think that's what we're kind of going for, is we want a positive experience all the time. And in a perfect world, I'm sure we could do it. But there are going to be people that we don't resonate with as much. And maybe they're people that hold similar life lessons that we do. And so it's hard to read those people because we've yet to sort of assimilate the lessons that we need to learn. But what you want to take this as an opportunity for you to grow. Instead of shying away from it, we can actually jump into it, because that's where we can learn the most. The things that give us a challenge and the things that are the hardest, and when we're getting those are actually the things that are going to teach us more than a million successes ever would. It's just that kind of way where we can learn to grow and we can learn to better ourselves. Now that is, of course, easier said than done, because, again, I struggle with it. I think a lot of people do. You sort of have the kind of like a stage fright. And again, my asset is energy healing. I like doing energy healing, and I feel like I'm proficient at that. But generally speaking, that's my guide's energy going through me and affecting you guys with the energy work. It's the same with psychic work, but it's more detailed information. So, for instance, if you're doing mediumship or psychic work, mediumistically, your vibration is going to be different. So if you want to do it like this, so you have mediums who vibrate up at this level and psychics who vibrate at this level. Okay, so a medium can reach greater information than a psychic. Okay, the way I understand it is like this. The psychic is someone who can kind of walk into a room and they can see the room for what it is. But the medium can walk into a room and see the people that are in the room. Okay, these are the spirits. So both of them are powerful, and both of them can achieve amazing results. But one can talk to spirits, the other is more about gleaning information from the aura, or about going into memories, whereas the medium is about talking to loved ones who have passed on and relaying a message. So that's kind of the difference when I talk about medium and psychic development. Now, when I'm doing this, I'm not saying that a medium is better than a psychic. I'm just saying the vibration level is higher versus this that's a little bit lower, okay? And that doesn't mean bad. When I say the vibration's lower, that doesn't mean bad. That doesn't mean that you're just a psychic or anything like that. That means that this is hard to do, this is hard to do. Not hard, but they're both different levels of being. They're both different ways of going into certain vibrations. And all it takes is kind of clearing the mind and stuff like that. But the challenges mainly, for me, are the no, okay? And I'm learning how to deal with that. If I ask a question, someone says no, accept that with graciousness. Don't beat yourself up or be hard on yourself, because then you're not going to be able to do it anymore, okay? It's not something that you're going to get the first time. And if we really want to mitigate the no response as much as possible, then the way we do that is we can't be afraid to be wrong. And that means we can go on, we can go onto different social media platforms and join different groups on Facebook. And we can start saying, hey, I'd like to join this group. I'd like to I'd like to give readings to people. And if you're starting out, and you can say that at the very beginning, you can say, I'm starting out, please just let me try this, let me see what happens. And have that be your practice. It doesn't have to be a video conversation. It doesn't have to be in person. It can be something where it's through the computer and you can do it that way. And if you do get a no response and you feel that sense of like shame and like you're not good enough, just center yourself again. Ask your guides to help you center yourself, and then try again. Don't give up, okay? To me, the fact that you're trying is beautiful in its own way, but it's also important to realize that we're not going to be 100%. Even the greatest of the greats, okay, they're not 100% all the time. There's information that we miss. There's information that we could have gotten better. We could have gotten more precise. But ultimately, that's what we're focusing on, is that sense of just letting ourselves do it, letting ourselves become that, the best version of ourselves, and going from there. Alright guys, that's it from me. I will talk to you guys later. I hope you have an awesome day. Take care.